Hi, today we are going to be looking at the basic materials that we need to create a sandal at home. So if you have not made a sandal before, I am right here to let you know basically what you need. My name is Odurili Mojibola and you're welcome to today's tutorial. Now, I need you to know that all we do is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. All right, the first material we're going to be looking at is what we call EVA Foam. It's popularly called Mako here in Nigeria, and it comes in sheets. You understand, they sell it in half of a sheet, they sell it as quarter sizes, also in pairs. So what I have right here is about a pair, which is about 19 by 13 centimeter in dimension. I mean the width and in the length and the breadth of what I have right here. This is about a pair. So of course, this is something you can actually get to, create your sandal. It's one of the materials you need for your sandal making, whether at home. Of course, at home, you can use this. Now, what does this do? This serves as a cushion where your foot is going to be stepping on. That is just majorly what this does. It doesn't make your sandal, very thick. It's just for cushion, your sandal. Now, another material that I would also love to show you is what we call the insole cardboard. It comes in different, you can see what I have right here. It's actually an insole cardboard. It's popularly called fiber. Here in Nigeria, you hear a lot of people say fiber. So, of course, this one too, you can find it in a pair. You don't need more than a pair to actually create a pair of sandal. You don't need more than a pair to create a pair of sandal for our insole cardboard. So, another major thing that you need to create a sandal is your leather. Now, when it comes to leather, I have had a lot of questions about this, and I have a video where I explain different kind of leathers that you can use. Please go to the comment section, or at the end of this video I am going to actually put it on the screen so that you can easily check them out. So you can decide to pick whatever color you so desire. You can see what this looks like. It actually look like a fabric, but it's actually a leather material. We call this faience. It's popularly called faience. Some people call it semi-leather. Of course, it's actually a synthetic leather. It's not genuine. So you can see what I have right here. Of course, this is another type of leather. You can decide to use a very soft leather, especially when you want to place on this EVA, which is also called Mako here in Nigeria. So leather is another material we use in making our sandals. Yes, leather is another material. So another material I would love us to also talk about is our buckle. Our buckle. When you are creating a sandal, you need buckle. You need accessories. There are so many accessories you can use. Of course, you can decorate your sandal with pearls. You can decorate it with this kind of accessory. You just place on it, and it enter into it, and then it will be looking so gorgeous. So this is another material that we actually need when we are creating our sandal. Now, if you want, of course, your sandal to have buckle, all you need is a pair of buckle. A pair of buckle is about 150 naira here in Nigeria. You can see some that is as low as 100 naira. I'm talking about where I am now. And of course, all these accessories, some are sold for about 300 naira, which of course all these are less than $1. All of these are less than $1 here in Nigeria. Now, another important material that we need for our sandal making process is our sole. Yes, we need our sole for making our sandal. Now, I will advise that if you are making a sandal for the first time, it's either you buy a totally brown nail sole such as this, or you use one of your old or previous footwear sole as your sole material. Now, this is the part that is always touching the floor. You understand? We call it outer sole. This is actually an outer sole. So now, our sole comes in different kind of material. This is actually a rubber material. We have some in TPR or TPR materials, And the reason I don't want to bug you about different kind of materials that our soles are made up of is you don't really need them. If what you need is something that is lightweight, your best form of sole is the one that is made of EVA. We have EVA sole. Now, those ones, you have this part to be textured just like I have here, and the inner part is actually smooth like this. But if you are making your sandal for the first time at home, get an already made sole like this. It is easier to work with than trying to create your own sandal. Of course, I am going to work on a video just to show you how you can create your own sole all by yourself. So, but for today, we are looking at the major materials you can quickly lay your hand upon when making a sandal at home. So with this now, you already have a sole. With your EVA foam, which is popularly called Mule, you have your inner sole coupled with the insole cardboard I showed us earlier. You have what you will use as your inner sole. Where your leather, a very soft leather such as this, can be used to wrap it. It depends on the kind of insole you would like to create. Now, if you don't know how to create insole, I also have a video on how to create an insole. I would love you to reach out to me in the comment section. Let me know exactly what video you would love to watch. Is it how to actually create an insole? You understand? Here, I have a video on that already. Is it how to actually source for genuine leather? How do I identify with my leather? I also have a video on that. If you're watching my channel for the first time, all I do here is make shoemaking easy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like this video if you have found it very valuable. Now, another material which is very important when it comes to the process of your sandal making at home is your contact cement adhesive. This is what we call contact cement adhesive. Now, our contact cement adhesive comes in different brand. We have so many brand of contact cement adhesive. Like what I have here is a brand called V-Track. It's called V-Track. VCRAC. V-Track. That is the brand I have right here. Of course, we have OCI right in Nigeria. We have Energy. We have Top Bond. So all those that I've mentioned are very perfect and good, you know, for your sandal making process. So another material we're going to be using is actually this particular gum. So this gum is what you are going to be using as an adhesive or as a bond for all of your pattern cutting, as well as, you know, the creation of your design as well. So now let's look at the basic materials that you need in form of tools. What are the tools I should have if I'm going to be able to create, you know, this kind of a sandal at home? What are the tools, other things that I need in form of tools that I should buy? Now I'm going to be showing you. The first thing I need you to know is you can apply your gum without a gum brush. If you do not have this, if you have, you know, a used toothbrush at home, you can use it to apply your gum. Another thing is you are going to be needing your ruler. You need your ruler to take, of course, every necessary measurement, especially when you are creating the design on your sandal at home. Another thing you need is your scissors. You are going to be needing 2 pairs of scissors to be able to create sandals at home. Those are one of the materials you must make sure you have. Why do you need 2 different scissors? Now, this scissors is meant majorly to cut leather. Only leather and nothing more. Why the second scissors is majorly for cutting materials such as your EVA foam, which is also called Mule, your paper pattern, your insole cardboard, which is also called fiber. So whatever material you want to cut, feel free to use one of the scissors, while the second one should only be used to cut leather. Now, out of the little experience I have had, I find out that when it comes to sandal making, you have to ensure that you have a special scissors for your leather, because using the same scissors make it impossible for you, using the same scissors to cut both your leather material and your insole material, for sandal making, makes the scissors blunt for leather. You understand? So initially when you buy, it's perfect for you to use it, but when after, of course, some time you start using it for other material, it does not cut leather perfectly well, but it still continue to cut other sandal material aside from leather. I hope that is actually taken. So with this one now, you already understand why you need 2 pairs of scissors. Another thing you'll be needing is your hammer. Make sure that probably you have an hammer at home. Just go ahead and make use of it. Another thing I would love to show you is your punch. You are going to be needing your punch. Of course, it depends on the kind of design you want to make. Let's say you want to make a design like what we have on the screen. All you need to do, of course, is get a punch to punch all the opening. And don't forget, when you want to insert your strap into the buckle, you definitely need something to create the opening. So this is called a punch. It's actually, a round punch. So in case you want to buy online, it's actually a round leather punch. That is what this is called. So you use your hammer to just place, and then you begin to hammer it down to create your design. Another thing, another material in form of tool that you need is your sandpaper. Definitely you need a sandpaper. So this will serve as a sanding tool, because by the time you want to bond your insole with this is your outer sole, you want to bond your insole, which you use the EVA foam to create, you need to roughen the surface for this to properly adhere and bond perfectly well. So you need a rough sandpaper to be able to roughen the surface for proper bonding. And when it comes to all of the edges of your inner sole as well, you definitely can get a fine, this is actually coarse, you understand, you get a fine sandpaper and a coarse sandpaper as well, so that when you need to smooth, you use the smooth one. They call it smooth air, you understand. When you want to be rough, you use this one that is actually rough, like this. Now, another thing I am going to say you should ensure you also have is actually this particular, measurement tape. When you want to measure, you definitely need some specific place. Let's say you want to measure your leg, because in case you do not have a shoe last, which is popularly called a shoe mode. So in case you don't have a shoe last, all you need to do is use your leg to measure. This is actually an example of a shoe last. If you don't have this at home and you still want to make a sandal, at home, go ahead and actually use this to measure your leg for all of the measurements you need, to create your design. So majorly you also need this as well. Another thing you need is your utility knife. For sandal making at home, if you are considering the materials you should get, you need a utility knife. You might need to cut some things. I know somebody is wondering, but I have a scissors. Well, there are some points that you will definitely be needing this. Like the picture I showed you earlier, if you are going to be opening the inside, the inner part, the inner part of that design, you need a utility knife like this to open it. And you can easily get this one at home and utilize. Although you can actually decide to use other, kind of punch such as this to open as well. If you can get, this kind of like a hollow punch like this, you can also use it to create that opening if you don't want to use a utility knife. So now, if you are actually going to be, if your design has, a tongue, you'll be needing this particular toe guard. Now, this toe guard, when you want to buy your material, just tell them you need a toe guard or a pipe for your tongue. When you want to create a tongue sandal, of course, this is going to be inserted just to actually protect your toe. So this is another material you are going to be needing. Of course, this is actually relative to the design you actually want to create. So your design also determines what you are going to be needing. All right, another thing I would like to introduce to you is what we call rivets. These are very small in sizes, and then you can use them to actually hold your buckle down when you are creating your first sandal. in case you don't know how to stitch, so you will be needing this just to hold together your strap when you are creating your sandal at home. So if you ask me, these are basically what you need to create a sandal at home. Tell me if you remember any other thing that I did not mention. Please go ahead in the comment section and let me know what else you think you will be needing that is not included, in case you understand you are thinking, oh, I thought I need this, I thought I need this, I thought I need this, don't I need this? Please go ahead to the comment section and ask. And like I always say, what we do on this channel is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. If you have not liked this video, go ahead and like it right away. And I need you to know that we always have a weekend shoemaking class. Now I need you to know that it's not enough to acquire skill. It's important to understand how to market your product and how to sell your product, because I find that most times when you acquire skills such as this, you'll find it so frustrating when you create product and you don't know how to sell. So what we do in our weekend shoemaking class is we teach the skill of shoemaking. We also teach you how to market and how to sell your product, how to create different patterns just to enhance your pattern cutting skill. If this resonates with you, go ahead in the comment section and let me know. Oh, and let me know. I would like to join the weekend class. It's just $3 on a monthly basis, every Fridays and Saturdays only. So join us now in the month of October. Of course, September has rounded off, and then we are going to be going into the month of October. So go ahead and register for the month of October. Like I said, it's $3. If in Nigeria, is about 1,500 naira. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.